Virgo, what's going on? I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. As always, my name is Mel and welcome to my channel, Divine Feminine Works. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, and spirituality. So if those are the things that interest you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you'll always be notified when I come out with new content. All right, Virgo, this is going to be the astro forecast and taroscope for the month of October 2020. I've been explaining to all the signs this month that these videos are coming out much later than I would have liked them to. I am a Virgo sun. I'm all about my work. I'm all about organization. I schedule everything, spreadsheet everything, and I had originally wanted these videos to come out at the beginning of the month. I always try to get them out at least between the 1st and the 5th of the month, so that you guys have the guidance and you have the information you need as you work your way through the month. But it just was not happening. I originally shot these videos. I started shooting them at the end of September and they were just not right at all. The readings were off. The energy was off. I was having technical difficulties and I was like, you know what? I need to take a time out. And then when I feel guided to return and do these videos again, I'll do so. And then taking that time out, I was like, let me check the astrology and see what's been going on. Maybe I can get an explanation as to why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling and why it's taking so much effort in order to get these videos out. Side note, it also took so much effort for me to do the October horoscopes also. I felt like I was trudging through them and, I'm actually going to put a link to those down below. So after you watch the taroscope, take a look at your horoscope as well and see, how the astrology sort of plays out for you personally. But it took so much energy for me to do the horoscopes, to do these videos. I'm like, let me check the astrology and see what's going on. And lo and behold, I found that at the end of September, particularly on September 29th, Mars retrograde was square Saturn in Capricorn. And so basically Mars was square the Great Conjunction in Capricorn. And Mars being retrograde makes things very slow. It think of your energy being drained. That's kind of how Mars retrograde is. Because Mars as a planet is a planet of energy. It's the physical energy you need to do things. So a lot of people may just be feeling sluggish and slow just generally because Mars is retrograde. But so what that means for me is that the way this was all playing out, it was playing out between my 12th house and my 9th house. Particularly my 9th house, the end of my 9th house, beginning of my 10th house. And so basically it's like I had no energy in order to fulfill my responsibilities as they related to my spiritually based business, namely Divine Feminine Works. So I found that anything I was doing related to Divine Feminine Works was taking 10 times more effort and energy. And that's why it was so hard to get these videos out. And I was like, oh, that's really enlightening. And I just wanted to give you that story, number one, as an explanation as to why these are coming out when the month is already half over, and two, so that you can sort of see how astrology plays out in real life and in real time. Because a lot of time astrology, it can seem so apart from us, right? You understand the transits, you understand what's going on with the planets, but how is it really playing out in your real life? And that is what I just explained is an actual example of that. So hopefully you guys got some insight of that. I definitely got some insight with respect to that. And it allowed me to move differently. So now that I know that, and this square is continuing throughout the month of October, it's a long transit. So I'm I know that I need to just push through and I need to try to work smarter, not harder, essentially. So knowing that information, I'm allowing myself the knowledge in order to sort of fix it and work around the energy. So hopefully y'all can do the same thing with the information that I'm giving you in these astro forecasts. And speaking about astro forecasts, let's get into it. Let's get into the astrology for you, Virgo, for the month of October. As you are well aware, we are already more than halfway through the month. So we're still going to talk about the astrology of what has transpired already throughout October. And in doing so, Like, it's best for you to sort of look back and see how the month has been for you thus far, and then sort of like measure it up against the astrology and see if you can get any enlightenment and see if you can make sense of some of the things that have transpired already. So October is a pretty intense month. We have two full moons, one at the very beginning and one at the very end of the month. So they're bookend. It's like two bookends of full moons, and right in the middle we have a super new moon. So emotions are running high this month. There's a lot of emotional revelations, a lot of situations and circumstances that may elicit emotional responses from us this month. A lot is going to be illuminated this month, which I think is really appropriate, because as we move into Scorpio season, Scorpio is like the private eye of the zodiac. Scorpio is all about finding the truth. And with a lot being illuminated in October, I feel like that's the perfect segue into Scorpio season, where we're going to be focused on finding the truth and focused on getting to the heart of the matter. But anyway, let's go back and start at the beginning. We started October, particularly October 1st, with a full moon in the sign of Aries. And for you, Virgo, that was in your 8th house of transformation, of mystery, of sex, and of shared resources. That's like the Scorpio house. So there was a lot that may have been illuminated to you under the light of that full moon on October 1st that uncovered something that may have been hidden for a while, something that may have been mysterious in your life, something that once uncovered became very transformative in your life. Could have had to do with shared resources, joint funds, inheritances, taxes, mortgages, loans. But it could have just been something that was surprising, that was mysterious, that came up under the light of the full moon. Full moons either illuminate what's been hidden, or they can illuminate and show you the results of work that you've been doing thus far. It's like the culmination of something. So around the 1st of the month, I'm sure that you guys got a surprise. A mystery was resolved or solved, and you may have just saw the results of something maybe having to do with your spouse or an intimate partner. So that's how we started out the month. Shortly thereafter, on October 4th, we had Pluto going direct in the sign of Capricorn. And Pluto is part of that great conjunction consisting of Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn. The great conjunction is what is responsible behind the chaos and the turmoil that we've been experiencing on a societal level and in our personal lives. For you, Virgo, the great conjunction is happening in your 5th house of self-expression. The 5th house covers romantic relationships, it covers entertainment, it covers creative endeavors, and it covers children. So any of those areas that I just mentioned probably have been undergoing like transformation and chaos in your life. Maybe your dating life has been horrendous, or you've been experiencing just like a revolving door or a lot of chaos, probably as early as like late 2017. Because that's when Saturn first went into the sign of Capricorn. So maybe you've had issues with children going on, for the last 3 years. Probably, and 2020 might have been really tumultuous when it comes to that. Regardless, that's the area of your life that's been affected by the Great Conjunction. And Pluto is the last of those 3 planets to have gone direct. All 3 planets were retrograde throughout most of the summer and throughout a big chunk of 2020. And when planets are retrograde, it's a time of reflection because the energy isn't as intense. The planets are not acting in their normal capacity. They're very lessened. Almost, some people say it's like reversed. I just think it's like the energy is just, if it was on a 10 before, it dials down to like a 2 during retrograde. And that's what gives you the availability to review things, re-examine things. And that's how most of the summer was for us. Despite what it looked like on the outside, in reality, that was the time for us to reevaluate, reassess, remember certain things. And that's when those planets were retrograde. But Jupiter went direct on September 12th. Saturn went direct on September 29th. And then Pluto finally went direct on October 4th. So all 3 planets are now moving forward. It's all systems go. And again, this is playing out for you, Virgo, in your 5th house of self-expression, creative endeavors, romance, entertainment, and children. Now that those planets are moving direct, now we're going to start to see more activity. We're going to see perhaps more chaos. But I really feel like this is just going to be a cleanup period where things are going to be cleared. They're going to be cleared in order to start building things again. I feel like before these planets went retrograde, that was the destruction period. And that was when we started seeing things crumbling, things breaking down, endings, and things like that. Retrograde was all about examining what has just crumbled and getting the lessons that we need to get from this destruction period. And now it's cleanup time. It's time to clear things out and get things ready to build something new. So I think that's where we're headed as we work through the rest of 2020. So that was October 4th. And then last week, October 11th through 17th, I felt was the star week of the month. I feel like there was a lot of illumination that happened last week, a lot of aha moments, and a lot of things starting to make sense because we had the sun in Libra square to that great conjunction. So for you, Virgo, this was playing out between your 2nd house of material possessions and money and the 5th house of self-expression and kids. So I feel like there was some illumination between those areas of your life that sort of started to make sense. You started to make sense of how things were happening, particularly as it relates to your money, as it relates to your material possessions. So maybe there was an aha moment with respect to, okay, perhaps you have a hobby, a passion that you really love. And maybe last week you were able to gain some information or insight into how you can turn that into something that brings you more money. That's just one particular way that it could play out. Perhaps having to do with children. Maybe there's something going on with your kids that now you were able to understand how it affects your finance and how you can move differently in order to save money or find a new income stream, something of that nature. Regardless of how it worked out, I feel like last week was particularly illuminating, and it could have been uncomfortable because what was illuminating and what was coming to the forefront of your consciousness may have been uncomfortable emotionally to deal with. But regardless, it still taught you something, and I feel like it sort of got you on the right path in order to know how to move forward for the rest of the year. So take some time to think about what happened last year, examine what happened last week. And see how you can make sense of it, because I feel like that energy of the sun square to the great conjunction can provide some insight and enlightenment with respect to all that. And then in the middle, smack dab in the middle of last week, we have Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. Mercury in Scorpio is all about getting to the heart of the matter. It's all about finding the truth, speaking your truth, being understood on a very deep and profound level. But with Mercury retrograde, communication breaks down. You have issues with your cell phone, issues with your computer, emails getting lost, miscommunication, all of that stuff is marked by Mercury retrograde. But like I said, it's also a time about getting to the heart of the matter. And I feel like we still have that energy available to us. We just have to be really careful with what we say and how we say it. And for you, Virgo, this is playing out in your 3rd house of communication and ideas. So I feel like when it comes to expressing yourself, when it comes to communicating with others, you want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Even when you are communicating with siblings, extended family members, neighbors, members of your community, it's all about getting to the heart of the matter. Just be mindful of how you're communicating with these people, because with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, I feel like words have the ability to cut deeply emotionally. So you may say something to someone that you think is really innocent or just, geared towards the truth. You just may be speaking your truth and it may really hurt somebody. So be mindful, especially how you communicate with siblings, neighbors, and extended family members. But that's what we have with Mercury going retrograde. And then at the end of last week, we had a new moon in Libra, and this was happening in your 2nd house of finances and material possessions. It was a super new moon, which meant that it had a lot of potent new beginning kind of energy. So if you really wanted to turn your finances around, this new moon was the perfect opportunity for that, because the energy was really conducive to that. This new moon was also about balance between your needs and the needs of others. And as that relates to your money, like where do you have imbalance in your life with respect to money? Are you lending money out too much? Are you addressing other people's financial needs before your own? I feel like that new moon sort of brought that into focus and really gave you the energy, like I said before, in order to completely turn around your finances, basically. Just know that because the new moon was also square to the Great Conjunction, any sort of steps you took forward, like let's say you wanted to start saving more, I feel like that's going to be met with resistance, just because the new moon was square to the Great Conjunction. So any sort of effort you're taking towards having this brand new beginning with your finances, it's going to be met with obstacles, challenges, and roadblocks in the beginning. It doesn't mean that you can't take action. Just know that you're going to have to provide that much more effort. I'll give you a perfect example. Perhaps you want to save in order to buy a home. You want to get your savings up. You might be met with people who need money. A family member may need to lend money. You may have a random expense that comes up that doesn't allow you to save money. If you are cognizant of that, just know that you're going to have to provide that extra effort and that extra willpower in order to save. You know, if it's an expense or a bill that comes up, it needs to be paid. But maybe that may mean sacrificing something so you could put more money into your savings account. So this sudden expense came up, you pay it, but instead of going out to eat, maybe you're just going to make something at home, and that money you were going to use for a night out or, for a nice meal, you instead put it in your savings account. Like, that's how that energy sort of plays out. And again, that was the new moon in Libra, which happened on Friday, October 16th. So now we're up to this week. And this week, the major thing that we have is that we have the sun going into the sign of Scorpio. And for you, Virgo, this means that the sun is moving into your third house of communication and ideas. Again, when it comes to how you communicate, when it comes to your ideas, they come from a very deep place. It's almost like they come from your soul. And you also speak in a way that wants to get to the truth of the matter. There's no bullshitting or no sugarcoating when it comes to how you speak. But again, just be mindful that Mercury is currently retrograde in the sign of Scorpio. So miscommunication, misunderstandings are highly likely. But I feel like when it comes to Scorpio season generally for you, Virgo, I feel like a lot of you are just going to be focusing on finding the truth around you and focusing on getting to the heart of the matter. When it comes to thinking, when it comes to ideas, I feel like you guys are trying to get to the very essence of whatever it is that you're thinking about or that you're communicating about. And that's pretty much how Scorpio season is going to be for you guys. And then finally, we end October on an intense note with a full moon in the sign of Taurus. And for you, Virgo, this is happening in your 9th house of higher education and long distance travel. This particular full moon on the 31st, happening on Halloween of all days, right? I feel like that's super appropriate. But this particular full moon is intense because it's going to be conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So whatever is uncovered, whatever is illuminated under the light of this full moon is going to be very surprising and perhaps astonishing. It may illuminate something that's at a distance from you. It may illuminate something having to do with higher education. It could have something to do with a legal situation. It could do with philosophy. It could do with religion. It could do with someone who's in another country. It could do with foreign affairs. All of these things are up for grabs when we're talking about this full moon, and they may become illuminated. It may illuminate something that has been hidden from you, or it may illuminate something that's coming to a close, something that's coming to a completion or a culmination. Again, I feel like you're going to be surprised by this. I think we're all going to be surprised because, again, with Uranus in the mix, conjunct this full moon, it's like a wild card. It's this wild card type energy. So it's going to be astonishing, surprising, but enlightening as well. So that is the astrology for October, Virgo. Let's get into the tarot and see what messages Spirit has for you this month. All right, so we're going to start out with the oracle cards for like an overarching general message, and then we're going to circle back in with the tarot for some more specific messages. All right, Virgo, so let's get into it. The first card we have is Solitude. And what number is this? This is a 42, which is a 6. Some of you may be single right now, when it, like relationship-wise. Yeah, I feel like some of you are taking a time out. This could also just signify you guys, because in the tarot, Virgo is the hermit, and the hermit is all about solitude. It's all about isolation in order to gain enlightenment. And you see how he's got this like oil lamp right next to him? I assume this is a him. Yeah, I feel like this is just signifying that this is about you guys, and you guys are getting enlightenment in some particular way. When we're talking about enlightenment, I feel like we're talking about the sun and the moon. So I feel like, remember I said the sun is about to go into the sign of Scorpio, and Scorpio is all about getting to the heart of the matter, getting to the truth. I feel like there's something important that you're going to be enlightened about come Scorpio season. I also feel like the full moons are playing into this also. So think back to the full moon on October 1st and look ahead towards the full moon on the 31st, because I feel like the beginning of the month and the end of the month are sort of a prelude to what is going to be enlightened to you come Scorpio season. Then we have Success. I like this. Success. All right. So you may be successfully uncovering something, or there's going to be, I'm also feeling like the vision I'm getting is like, you know, when someone is about to perform on stage and the curtains are closed, and then you have the curtains suddenly opening and the spotlight coming on. That is the vision that I'm getting right now. And it's like successfully uncovering something. But whatever you're uncovering, it's geared towards success for you. So it's not like you're just going to be uncovering something and you're like, okay, I know this now, so what? Whatever you're uncovering is going to help you obtain success, or is going to be successful for you. Like this information is going to be very important for you in a positive sort of way. So whatever is uncovered is going to be beneficial information for you that you can use successfully, or that will lead you to success. Then we've got Higher Power. All right. So again, this is giving me North Node vibes. And North Node is currently in Gemini, which is your 10th house. And if we're talking about success, I definitely feel like we may be talking about career success or public life success, like success with your reputation. We've got a 4 here, which is all about stability. I feel like there may be something having to do, I'm hearing reputation. Your reputation, like you're going to have success with that, or success with your career. That's why I feel like whatever is uncovered under the light of these full moons, or once Scorpio season gets underway, is geared toward giving you career or public success with your reputation. We've got Scorpio being your 3rd house. There could be an idea that you're going to get that's suddenly going to be, whatever is uncovered may lead you to have a successful idea. Or there may be something that is uncovered with respect to your siblings, with respect to neighbors, people within your immediate vicinity, that's going to give you an idea. It also may be communication with these people that may give you a successful idea, but whatever it is, it's going to be successful for you as it relates to your career and public life. Completion. All right. So remember I said that full moons, either they illuminate something that is completed, something that has come to a culmination. I feel like these full moons are going to show you something that has ended. And the first full moon happened in your 8th house. So back on October 1st, that full moon happened in your 8th house. And 8th house has to do with intimate relationships, has to do with shared resources. So something having to do with a spouse, perhaps. Something having to do with inheritance, taxes, loans, mortgages. Something came to a completion with that, perhaps around the first full moon. The second full moon is happening in your 9th house. So anything having to do with 9th house concerns, which is higher education, long distance travel, things that are foreign to you. Someone may be at a distance from you. There was a completion with respect to that. That's enlightening. Again, that's going to lead to success when it comes to your career and public life. We've also got love here. Interesting. Love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. I feel like this might have to do with an intimate partner for some of you. Something came to a completion with an intimate partner. I don't think it's your relationship that came to a completion. I think that there may have been something regarding resources with an intimate partner that came to a completion. Interesting. When I saw love, I thought of romance. Romance is covered by the 5th house. Guess what's in your 5th house right now? The Great Conjunction. Things are changing with respect to your romantic life, Virgo. Something may have come to a completion with your romantic life. You may have been dating someone and that's just not working out, but that's for a good reason. Yeah, I'm getting 2 different messages here. I'm getting one, something is uncovered that's going to lead to a success with respect to your career. For others of you, there was a completion with respect to a romantic partner that's also beneficial for you, or that if it ended, it's for a good reason. All right, let's get into the tarot and see what specific messages we have. All right, we've got the 5 of Pentacles. Whatever came to a completion, you're better for it. I feel like you may have been in a romantic relationship that lacked love, that made you feel like you were out in the cold, or that just wasn't working well. There could have been a lot of fighting. There could have been a lot of defensiveness in this romantic relationship. Also could be an intimate partnership too. But I feel like there was a lot of defensiveness and things just weren't working out. Let's get some more cards here. Yeah, we've got the 7 of Cups. Someone had a lot of options. I'm also hearing someone was like drinking a lot. Their drinking could have really affected your relationship. But there was just confusion, feeling like you're being left out in the cold, defensiveness. So the ending of this relationship is real. It means success for you. Now you can have success because whatever was going on before just wasn't good. And I'm getting like a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach. Like I feel like some of you had an inkling that this person had other options. Like whoever you were involved with might have had other options, or I'm really getting someone who was like drinking a lot. Someone who could have been partying a lot, being out a lot. And it just made like, it gave you a sick, someone who's hung over, I'm getting. Things were just not working out. Let's just say that. Things were just not working out. Let me get some more cards out here. That's too many. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. Let me get some more. Perfect. We've got the 4 of Swords. And we've got the Lovers. Some of you, this could be a spouse. Others of you, this is just a romantic relationship. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Chariot. So a lot of you are moving on from a relationship, and it's for the best. Because I feel like there was... someone wasn't sleeping at home. Like, they were sleeping out. And I feel like they would be getting drunk a lot. Drunk and hung over. Someone else, like, for someone else, it could have been that one or both of you had a lot of options outside of the relationship. But the way this relationship was going, it really just wasn't working. I'm seeing like a broken clock. Like, y'all just weren't working well together. Y'all just weren't gelling together. Some of you also weren't saying everything that was on your mind. You were just defensive, and you were just like not speaking to each other. Someone is sleeping outside of the home. Communication was just like non-existent, and y'all were just, you put up this wall, this defensive wall. I'm being directed to this solitude. I feel like some of you are about to embark on a season of singleness. Singlehood, if that makes sense. Because this relationship just was not working out. By the time Capricorn season rolls around, like, someone's going to be fully moved out of a home. Like, if y'all live together, I feel like by Capricorn season, this person is going to be fully moved out. But there were a lot of other options, but someone has a serious drinking problem. It's like they're drinking their sorrows away, and they're not wanting to come home. And I feel like with this person not coming home, it's like the person that was staying in the home, I feel like you slept better with this person not there. Yeah, someone could have had a codependency problem, a drinking problem, a drug problem. And even though y'all live together, like, let's say you, Virgo, you're the one that stayed in the home and your partner is the one that's drinking or has a drug problem. It's like, even though they weren't sleeping at home, it's like you were sleeping better. You were sleeping better. Yeah, this relationship was just not... That's why I said, if there's an ending to this, which I do see here, and again, I see y'all being single. Like, success. And I feel like you may even feel relieved when this relationship is over. Now, this could be the other person. Like, this could be reversed. Just take it as it resonates. But once this relationship is over, I feel like you're going to be like, oh, relieved. Like, okay, I don't have to deal with this person anymore, with them and their issues. Let's get some more cards out here and get some clarification. Let's get one on the Five of Pentacles. A gift. Yeah, I feel like once this relationship ends, like, you're gonna be like, oh, it's this relationship ending is really a gift to you or to the other person. Take it as it resonates. Let's get one on the Seven of Wands. Thoughts. Someone has someone else on their mind. And I feel like that's causing you to be defensive. Or what I'm hearing is like, I don't know how to put this. It's like, if someone has someone on the side, right? I feel like they put that person who's on the side, they put their, like, they're defending that person. It's like their loyalty is to their side piece, if that makes sense. Because they have that person in their mind. Like, that's where they want to be. And it's almost like they're defending that person. I don't know. That's just how I'm hearing it. Let's get one on Seven of Cups. Mature woman. Interesting. Let me get another one out here. And despair. Someone is definitely drinking their sorrows away. Probably someone may have lost a job. They're down on their luck and they're just like drinking their problems away. And I feel like you, Virgo, may be like the mature one in this relationship, and I feel like the other person perceives you to be coming down hard on them. And that's why they're not sleeping at home. That's why they're drinking or drugging their sorrows away. Yeah, there was a change in this person's circumstances that's making them feel desperate. That's making them be in this like despair sort of energy. That is what's causing them to drink, to stay out, to maybe party all the time. And it's like you, Virgo, are the mature one. And they feel like you are like coming down hard on them. Let's get one, 4 of Pentacles. Okay, this is going to go 4 swords. This one's for the 4 of Pentacles. Unexpected income. I feel like some of you are concerned about how you're going to pay. Like if you live with this person and this person leaves, how are you going to pay for your rent or your mortgage or whatever? I feel like once this person leaves, like it's a blessing in disguise. Like it's success that this person is leaving, and you are going to find the money to pay for your home, whether it's your rent or your mortgage. I feel like some of you have money saved up for this, but you're going to be, I don't want you to worry about money, because money is going to come from unexpected sources as soon as this person like leaves your life, as soon as this relationship ends. We got 4 of Swords, bad health. Someone's been having sleeping issues, number 1. Number 2, I feel like this whole situation, like if you've got a partner who's out all the time, who's drinking all the time, I feel like you can't sleep peacefully. Someone's sleep is being interrupted. Someone is just insomnia, I'm hearing. That could be you having that, especially if you're worried about someone who is drinking a lot or whatever. But regardless, this is also telling me that this relationship, the way it's been going, it is not positive at all. Not positive at all. All right, let's get one on the Lovers. We've got courtship. Yeah, somebody is stepping out in this relationship. It could be both of you. But I feel like the person that's not sleeping at home, yeah, they're definitely out there courting other people, dating other people. It's almost like that's where they want to be. They don't want to be in this relationship anymore. You or the other person, take it as it resonates. But that's what's going on. But this ending is what you need. Both of y'all need this. And I feel like you're going to have success when this relationship ends. And with the presence of this higher power card, it's like, you know how sometimes we ask for something, we pray for something, and then it's like everything in your life feels like it's turning to shit? That's because there needs to be room for whatever you prayed for to actually enter your life. And I feel like until this relationship with all of this bad, negative stuff is removed from your life, you can't get what it is that you really want. And I feel like y'all want peace of mind. Definitely you guys want to be able to sleep better and have clarity of your thoughts as well. But this relationship coming to an end is going to clear the space that you need to have to receive the things that you want. All right. Let's get 3 astrology cards to close out this reading, Virgo. Okay, we've got, this is 2. We've got the Sun. Sun is moving into Scorpio, which is your 3rd house. Again, your communication, your thoughts, you want it to get to the heart of the matter. And I don't think it can with this relationship. I'm feeling like it's clouding your thoughts. So once the sun goes into Scorpio, again, I feel like a lot of things are going to be uncovered. You may be learning about all of this come Scorpio season. That's what's going to give you maybe the impetus or the push to sort of end this relationship, to call it quits. But I feel like Scorpio season is going to be very enlightening and illuminating for you. Then we've got 12th house, and 12th house is all about surrender. It's all about surrender to spirit, surrender to a higher power. What is your 12th house? Your 12th house is Leo. You may be involved with a Leo, but I really feel like ultimately it's about surrendering to spirit, letting the chips fall where they're going to fall, and then clearing them away, particularly as it pertains to this relationship. Okay, one last card here to close out this reading. Chiron Healing. For you, Virgo, Chiron is in your 8th house. So there may be some issues related to an intimate partnership, particularly this situation, that need to be healed. And a lot of that deep emotional healing is going to come to you once you get out of this relationship. Once you are in a place of solitude, that is when the real healing can begin for you, Virgo. It cannot begin while you're still undergoing this messy, I'm hearing debilitating relationship. So keep all that in mind, particularly as Scorpio season gets underway. All right, Virgo, that has been your astro forecast and tarot scope for the month of October 2020. I sincerely hope that you were able to get at least one important message from this reading. If you would like to book a personal reading with me or order an astrology report, those links are in the description box below. The month of October, I'm running a special on my messages from Spirit Tarot readings. They're only $20 for the month, so I would definitely take advantage of that. That's like a 50% off discount. Clients love those readings because rather than think of what to ask, and a lot of times we may not know what to ask, we feel like maybe what we have to ask isn't important enough. The messages from Spirit Tarot readings are just that. They are messages from Spirit. It's a reading designed to impart messages that Spirit feels are important for you to know at that particular time. So you don't ask a question, you just get whatever Spirit needs for you to know. And again, those are $20 throughout the month of October. I put that link in the description box below so you guys can take advantage of that. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Divine Feminine Works. Every week I do a series called The Week Ahead where I do a quick and dirty tarot read as well as a quick and dirty astro forecast for the upcoming week. I also have some really nice content on my Instagram page, so follow me there so you don't miss that. As always, everything I do is a labor of love and comes straight from the bottom of my heart. Virgo, if you feel so inclined and would like to tip me by buying me a coffee, I'll put that link in the description box as well. Virgo, my loves, as always, it is a privilege and honor to read for you. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.